Yes. I just wanted to see if I was missing any lawsuits. Yes. The act under private signature duly acknowledged. Yes. As in some sort of act that requires a signature as being duly acknowledged. Now, see, act under private signature duly acknowledged. Act. Yes. Mm, mm. Now, act of settlement, pooch, act of possession, yes. Act of honor, act of Congress, yes. Act of, well, duly acknowledged. Without the acknowledgement of this signature, the private signature of the petitioner, yes. Can you acknowledge the act of issuing any court order that affects the laws of the United States? Now, I sent you an email about an act of God. Yes, he did. And then there's the acid coverage test. Yes. Act, something done or performed, especially voluntarily, a deed. Yes. The process of doing or performing an occurrence that results from a person's will being exerted on the external world. Ooch, an action. Now, let's say, yes, that you issue a court order that was not voluntarily done. Pooch. As in, you stuffed it down her throat and you made her have it. It would be a crime. Not only is it an act of a private signature to have to acknowledge a court order, when you issued it, you did not do, you did something that was not voluntarily done by the petitioner. Yes. Now there's the act in law. Ouch. The act that is intended to create, transfer, extinguish a right that is effective in law for that purpose, the exercise of a legal power. Ouch. A jurisdiction act, act of the party, a legal act. Now, when you think about the act of law, yes, you have no legal right to issue any court order without the voluntary signature of the petitioner. Do you understand? The act of the law. An act of war, pooch. An administrative act, an authorized act, pooch. An undertaking sanctioned by a principal, especially an employer, or necessarily involved in the performance of an agent's duties. Now, you've deprived me of my rights since June 1st of 2015. You obstructed my right to find out if another woman wants to have a child with me. Yes. And then every day that you voluntary act, a willed bodily movement, especially the type of act that is necessary for the imposition of a criminal liability, when such liability is not predicated on an omission. There would be the voluntary act of moving the actual hand that has a pen that signs a signature. Let's say you had the hands of my wife. She's sitting there. Yes. And you just won't let her sign it. Was she there that day? Did you decide that you were going to put a technology on her so that she could not use an actual pen? Oh, well, was she there? The voluntary act of you having criminal liability without any admission. Under both common law and the model penal code, a person cannot be held liable for a crime without engaging in a prohibited voluntary act or omission. Actus reus. Now, was she in the courtroom? Did you refuse to give her a pen? Did you have control of her hand so that she couldn't sign her own signature? You intentionally issued a court order that's violated the laws of the United States. Was she there? You wouldn't give her a pen to sign the protection order? You had her hands and wouldn't allow her to sign? Well, then give me my sons, you piece of shit.